You're listening to the new media. You're listening to Mitchell Talks. Learn more at MitchellTalks.com and follow me, Scott Mitchell, on Twitter at MitchellTalks.
He's the man with the polling plans, Bill Shepard. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sooner poll. All right, there were a couple of shockers. Let's talk at 10,000 foot level. Your polling, which shows a 3 or 4 person Republican gubernatorial race. Looks like Drew Edmondson's running off with the Democrat side. A shocker in the AG's race. We'll get to that. People are for medical marijuana. Nobody knows what's going on in the lieutenant governor's race. What does that mean? What does all that mean?
Well, I think that means then that when we look at the gubernatorial race for the Republican side, that it's turned into a turf war. I think that Mitt Cornett took 50% of Oklahoma City voters and said, I'm going to go get Tulsa. There's no precedent for that. I mean, Tulsans have a difficult time wanting to vote for an Oklahoma City mayor for anything. If that was true, Kirk Humphreys would be a United States Senator today.
Right.
And so he spent a lot of money trying to woo them. At the same time, Tulsans began to break for Kevin Stitt, who has a lot of money behind his campaign. And so if that continues, he might actually be able to beat Mitt Cornett, who has fallen in every poll that I've done since August of last year. He's only down to 38% now of voters from Oklahoma City area. And that being said, Todd Lamb's beginning to do better. This was his backyard before Mitt Cornett got into the race. Meanwhile, I think that the rural vote is being kind of forgotten about because 40 to 45% of all Republican primary voters are going to come from the rural areas. That's the shift that Republicans have seen. You know, it used to be said that you could just win a Republican primary just by doing well at either end of the Turner Turnpike. That's not true anymore. So I think that the rural vote needs to find who they're going to get behind, and I think that plus Tulsa making up their minds is going to be a huge shift in this race.
All right, Attorney General, I think a lot of people were stunned to find the incumbent, according to your numbers, trailing way behind newcomer Gettner Drummond. He's not a newcomer to the people around him, but as a statewide presence, he is. What's going on there?
Well, I think that Gettner Drummond getting in the race and running ads from the moment that he filed, I think shows that they caught the incumbent Mike Hunter flat-footed. I think that Mike was running a traditional incumbent primary race when instead he should have been running an appointed incumbent race, which means he hasn't been on the ballot since 1994, and that in politics was 2 generations ago. So the point of the matter is that he blew through $300,000 doing exactly what? Getting at 9%. That is really a dangerous place to be for an incumbent at 9%. But that being said, he can fight back. There's a lot of undecideds, and that will ultimately determine the race.
All right, a couple of questions. First, let's hit medical marijuana. What's up with that?
Well, you know, it's not what you would have thought that polling would have been 20 or 30 years ago. There has not been a lot of opposition to it. It seems to be breaking here late, but people.
But there's going to be,
and there very well might. And I should say that state question polling is so much more unstable than candidate polling. You can change your mind over the course of a couple of weeks. We've seen it happen before. The Boren tax or education
turned
tax
on a dime.
Turned very quickly in the last month. 777, the right to farm, turned, and then all of a sudden people were against it. When people find out more information about what's being proposed beyond just the public policy change, people go, well, maybe that's not the right way to do it. And that seems to be the big reason why state question polling turns.
Last question, got about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a big turnout? Is this could be a blue wave in Oklahoma?
Not necessarily a blue wave in the primary, but it could happen in the general election. But really, medical marijuana may turn a lot of people out that haven't voted before, and so it may change a lot of these races.
In the primary?
In the primary.
Bill Shepard, Sooner Poll,
Thanks.
News9, News on 6. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
See this again at news9.com/your vote counts. Follow me, Scott Mitchell, on Twitter at MitchellTalks.
You're listening to the new media, the Mitchell Talks Network. Learn more at MitchellTalks.com and follow me, Scott Mitchell, on Twitter at MitchellTalks.